Almost everything that you're going to put on a display in Process Book, whether it's inside a workbook or not, is found in the Draw menu. This includes the two categories of items, static elements and dynamic elements. And we're going to show you how to do that. Let's open up our display one that we created earlier and maximize it. And what you'll find under the Draw menu is all of the collected items that are available to be placed on a Process Book display. Now, you should find all of these on your system with perhaps two exceptions. The SQC chart and the batch group are separately licensed add-ins to Process Book, so if you don't have the SQC package or batch view, you may not see these elements here because they are installed separately. Everything else, including the symbol library, you should see on this menu. And incidentally, all of the elements on the menu, or most of them, are also found on the toolbars. So if you prefer using the toolbars, you can do that. If you prefer using the menus, you can use that as well. We'd like to start the discussion on building displays with one of the more common elements, and that's the trend. I'm going to go to my Process Book display and make sure I'm in build mode, and I'm going to select Draw and Trend. You can do this on the toolbar as well, and I'm going to draw a square on the screen. Now once I draw the square on the screen, a dialog box appears called the Define Trend dialog box, and it's essentially asking me for three different elements of information. First, the content of the trend. What are the tags I am going to plot using the traces on the trend? And for tags in plot, I will do a tag search. We talked about the tag search a little bit earlier in the class, and in this case I've got one of my earlier searches. I've searched for all my tags that begin with the letter C. I've used a C asterisk and searched for all those tags, and I'm going to get two tags. I know these tags are analog tags, so they'll appear correctly in the trend, and I'll click OK, and you can see that the two elements are in the trend. Now in earlier versions of Process Book, the number of traces was limited to 8. However, in the version 3 and greater version of the tool, there are no limits. Although the maximum number is capped at 50 by default, you can increase that. We then talk about the scale of the trend, and the scale is going to be the y-axis. Now the y-axis can either have a single scale, or if you have more than one tag, you can have multiple tag scales. And in this we have up to 3 selections. You can select auto range, which again will look at the entire range of the trend and draw the y-axis based on what it feels is a good range. You can accept to use the database values, which are going to take the min and max as derived from the 0 and span attributes of each tag. It'll use the lowest value for the minimum and the highest for the maximum. Or you can simply type in numbers into these fields as well. If you select multiple scales, each tag can have a different scaling factor. I'm going to select single scale at this time. And then finally plot time, which is the y-axis. So we have the content, the y-axis, and the plot time, which is the x-axis. The x-axis along the bottom of the trend object will have a start time and an end time. You can either hard code the time in there, or you can use one of our time abbreviations as we show here. The default is to look at an 8-hour trend. Keep in mind, as long as your trend ends with an asterisk, which is the abbreviation for now, the trend will be a dynamic trend as long as the start time is 24 hours or less in the past. Any trends that are more than 24 hours in duration will not update live. So I've got my elements set. I'll click OK. And you can see that I've got a trend that's appeared on my screen with two tags, CDT158 and CDEP158, and those are appearing as traces in my trend. and it is an 8-hour trend, and I can tell it is updating live because it's got the arrowhead, the broken line along the right edge, and if I watch the times, they will increase progressively.